Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and in today's video, I'll be doing a Halloween solo playthrough of Aleph Null. Let's get rolling. Alright, so I'm all set up to play a spooky Halloween edition of Aleph Null. Now, it will be slightly less spooky because I've decided to wear my costume while I play, and my kids wanted to be Transformers this year for Halloween, so they're Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, so I went out and got myself a hooded sweatshirt that is printed with Hot Rod from the 1986 Transformers the movie, which is arguably the best movie ever made. I will die on that hill. I don't care if I have to fight Baphomet, the Sabbath goat himself. So let's just jump right into it. And so I've got the grimoire here, and the first page has got the difficulty levels. And so I've actually been playing on this hardest difficulty level, Circle of the Prince, which shockingly is not that much more difficult than the lowest one, Circle of the Adept. Because I came to realize you're getting a couple more of these interference cards and they're at a higher level. But if you can kind of manage those cards, I mean, the rest of the deck is the same. The goal is the same. So it's a little bit more random, but yeah, we've got level 2 and 3 interference cards here. And we're going to take one every time the hour advances instead of just from 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and 4 to 5. So we'll have more interferences. So I have played Circle of the Prince several times now, and I have lost, but I've also won. Let me take a look. I think I've won at 2 points, 1 point, and at 0 points. So we'll see if I could win at 3 today. That would be great. So this difficulty level doesn't really change things that much, but going for higher points, that's where it gets really difficult. So if I could just get into that 3 to 5, that'd be excellent. But really, I'll take any win today. So let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to start at the first hour. We don't start with an interference in the deck, only when we advance the hour. This is already shuffled, so let's shuffle it before I get going, just so it's on camera there. And we've got our tokens. And these are our interference cards. Now, of course, you can see the interference cards have different backs. I ordered sleeves for this. I just don't have them yet. And I'm wondering about just basically printing this and putting it in the back of all the sleeves. I just wish, all right, so these are 2s and 3s. I wish it said what level it was on this side. So that if the back was covered, I could still tell what level it was, because I would not like to know that these were coming or what number is in the deck until I flip it. So these are a little bit shuffled. We'll shuffle them each time I need one. You'll just have to take it on my word that I will be closing my eyes so that I can be as surprised as possible. But we're ready to go. Let's deal the first hand. The first turn, 5 cards. So we've got, obviously, on the other side of these tokens, these are the not used interference cards. Here's the deck. My discard will be here. Sacrificed cards will be here. Summon cards I'll put here. I'll keep my hand at the bottom. So we have, let's see. Well, we can summon the Tanist, 0 cost. And then I could scrap the Tanist to summon either the Bell or the deck of cards. Because, of course, scrapping the Tanist will give me 1 magical power. So I'll scrap the Tanist, and I'm going to summon the Bell, because that's a pretty powerful card. I'd like to have that in play. I don't have any more magical power, so I can't summon any of these. They go into the discard. 5 more cards. I had no magical power left, so I didn't take any damage. All right, what have we got? Nothing that I can summon. This costs 1, 2, 2, 5, and this one can only be summoned by the Lodestone. I am not ready for the Grand Circle yet. That comes later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and we've got Octoy, and I've got no way to summon Octoy, so this goes. At least I didn't really lose anything there because I couldn't have summoned any of these anyway. So at least I didn't lose like all my wax candles or Tanists or anything, which I haven't seen any yet. We had the one Tanist at the beginning, no candles yet, so I guess that's going to be in the bottom half of the deck. There's Baphomet, Golem. All right, so we've got a bowline and a wax candle. Don't want that sacrificial lamb right now. I don't have a Tanist in play to be able to get the golem. Like I said, I don't want the sacrificial lamb, so discard these. I should be able to hopefully summon a few things at the end of this hour. Get a few artifacts into play or something. Okay, so here's another wax candle. Let's grab that. A couple of Tanists. I don't think I need the Devil in the Hearth yet. The Salamander, is that worth it right now? I guess we might as well. Let's scrap the Bowline and a Tanist. I haven't really thought about which Tanist I'm keeping and why. Search a deck for one card and sacrifice. Maybe that's a pretty good one to have. Let's sacrifice that Tanist instead. So I've got 2 magic. That's enough to summon the Salamander. Discard the Devil in the Hearth. And now I've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm going to have 2 wax candles in the Book of Pacts. We are advancing the hour. And so that means, because we're playing on the difficulty mode that I selected, we need to randomly put one of these interference cards into the deck. So this is where I close my eyes. I gotta shuffle slowly because I always drop my cards with my eyes open. Okay, whatever this one is going on top of the deck. And then shuffle it in. All right, so it's in there somewhere. Okay, all right, there's the deck. Now I can put these back. I need 2 more cards. 1, 2. So no interference yet. Baphomet Broom. All right, so let's get these 2 more wax candles. I think that's all the wax candles are summoned. I don't know that I really need the Book of Pacts yet. Scrap it to draw 1 card and gain. Nah, I don't know that I'm going to use it. And I've probably got better things to spend it on right now. I can get this into play, and then having the Besom and the Bell in play can be very handy. So I can use the Besom to take a card from discard, put it on the top of the deck, and then use the Bell to summon it for free. So I wouldn't mind that. Let's scrap a wax candle to have the Besom and the Bell both in play. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna put the Book of Pacts in the discard pile. Don't need it right now. Probably want that magical power for something else. So, all right, we're gonna have an interference. That is a 3. It's going to be a big one. Ooh, the Holy See. Okay. So this one says, of course, we must summon it immediately. And we cannot summon other Tanists. So there goes Mother Shipton. She can't be summoned. When the hour advances, we won't add an interference to the deck. So that could be beneficial. But when we discard a Tanist, we also discard the top card of the deck. And then we could sacrifice this to draw 1 interference from the supply. That is pretty interesting. So there's a case to be made to keep this out for a while so that I don't have to get more interference. It could make it easier, but you kind of need to have your Tanists out already. And the problem is I don't have Octoy out either. So if I draw Octoy, I can't summon it, which is required. So I'm just going to lose that whole hand every time Octoy comes out. Oh, but interestingly, this is a Tanist, and I have a Tanist. So I could use the Bell to pull Octoy in and then discard this and Octoy in this Tanist to pay for the wand. That might be a plan. All right, so this comes into play. I don't need to do anything else right now. I just can't summon Mother Shipton. We'll get the Bowline, though. That's not a Tanist. Then I've got some magical powers. I don't want the sacrificial lamb. Yeah, let's go ahead and scrap right now a wax candle to pay for the Bell. And then I'm going to sacrifice the Bell, name a non-key card. It's going to be Octoy. So let's see if we can draw that. Hopefully towards the top. Oh boy. Oh, I'm burning a lot of deck. This is painful. Where are you? God, the second to last card. That's miserable. That's not great. So reveal cards till you reveal the name cards. Summon it for free. And I'm questioning if that was worth it. Now I'm not feeling very good about it. But whatever, that's done. So there goes the Bell. Well, I guess, am I allowed to do that? Did I summon it for free? What is this? That you cannot summon other Tanists. Maybe I can't do that. Maybe I can't do that. let's rewind that. I have a little knowledge of where Octoy is, but what are you going to do? That's a candle. That's a candle. That seemed like a decent plan, but actually I don't think I can do that. You cannot summon other Tannis. That counts as summoning, surely. So, okay, let's do something else. Feel bad that I looked through those cards and shouldn't have. So you know what? Forget it. We're gonna sacrifice this. It says draw 1 interference from the supply. So let me shuffle again. I don't want to know what number interference I'm getting. And this one. That's what I get. Oh my god. That's probably the worst one. You must summon this. Prevent all sacrifice triggers. So cards may be sacrificed, but with no effect. How am I going to deal with that? I think I need the wand. How do I get the wand? I need Tannists. Okay, well, now I can summon Mother Shipton at least. We'll keep my Tannists together here. And let me maybe take out a couple wax candles, scrap them both to get another salamander, and then I'll just discard this. Man, Hymns of Devotion, that one is just brutal. I was not prepared for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do we have? Well, we've got a Tannist. We've got a wax candle. Maybe I'll scrap these 2 wax candles to get holy water, or exorcised water, sorry, into play. That one's pretty powerful, even though I can't use it right now. No sacrifice effects. I'll just discard Book of Pacts and Baphomet. 5 more cards. And what do we got? Deck of cards. Ooh, Protection Circle. Chasuble. I need that. I could scrap the salamanders and the bowline to get Chasuble in, and that might be pretty helpful for me. So let's do that. Let's scrap these 2 salamanders and the bowline for 2 magic for each salamander, 1 for the bowline. That's 5. Get the Chasuble in. That's strong. And I want to keep my Tannists out. I could scrap them to get 3 more magic and maybe get like the mirror in the deck of cards or the circle of protection. Oh, circle of protection. But I wouldn't be able to use its sacrifice ability to get rid of Hymns of Devotion. So I do want it in play later though. But the Chasuble, very expensive, but it'll help me now. 5 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where is this Wand of Power? I need it. It must be the 1 card under Octoy. Yowza. Weeping Tree, Lodestone, Devil in the Hearth, Vitriol, and Golem. Golem could be helpful. Weeping Tree is always strong. I don't need Devil in the Hearth yet. Alright, so we're just going to scrap all these into the disc. Not scrap them, but discard them all. 2 more cards. There we go. Octoy and Wand of Power. The hour advances now. This hour will give me a magic power token. I've got this deck. I need to shuffle it and add an interference. So shuffle these up, close my eyes, get 1 off the top, and shuffle it in somewhere. Okay. Discard those. I need 3 more cards. 1, oh boy, 2, and 3. We've got Angel's Feather and Octoy. Super duper. You must summon this card. Well, let's scrap this Tannis to get 1 magical power. I know I've got this one, but that'll give me 1 magical power to then summon Octoy. And then I've got to summon the Angel's Feather, and we've still got time left. I'm not going to use the Chasuble. I'm going to summon this, and so when this gets sacrificed, if this was in play, shuffle the discard pile into the deck and advance the hour. But I could ignore that if I can sacrifice it while Hymns of Devotion is in play, and that's pretty interesting. Too bad neither of these are Tannists. I would have sacrificed it to get a Wand of Power. Well, let's start with the Wand of Power. We're going to sacrifice these 3 Tannists, ignoring any abilities. So these go here to then summon the Wand of Power. and then I can scrap one card in play to then sacrifice one other card in play with the same or lower magical power cost. So we're going to do this, and I'm going to scrap this card, scrap Angel's Feather, to then sacrifice this card with the same or lower magical cost, and I take 1 damage, which cannot be prevented. So we'll put that right there. I've got 1 damage. All right, and now I can sacrifice things again. Just, I don't have any magical power to be able to get the Weeping Tree into play, and that's too bad. I would really like that. But you know what I can do? I can pay this 1 magical power to sacrifice the Besom to then put 1 card from the discard pile, like this Learned Tanist, either into my hand or the top of the deck. And let's put it into my hand, and now the Besom is gone. Now I can summon this Learned Tanist back. Oh, and I'm dumb, because I was going to use its ability to then, when this goes back into the deck, I can search for it and sacrifice it, but I don't need to. I have this exercised water. I can sacrifice this now to sacrifice 1 card in the discard pile. So there goes Angel's Feather, and this effect is only if this was in play. It was not in play. It was in the discard pile. So, okay, that's not bad. So these are now going to get discarded. That was a lot of stuff. Let's draw 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we've got Wax Candle and a Bowline. And I think it's going to be worth it for me to get Circle of Protection into play. I'm going to scrap both of these. Circle of Protection, that'll help me out. And then I don't have any magic left to get Golem in. That would be helpful too. There that goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do we got next? Do the Mirror, Wax Candle. I could scrap the Candle to get Deck of Cards, or I can scrap the Candle and the Tannis to get the Mirror. That could be really helpful. Let's get the Mirror going, because that's super strong. And now I'm out of magical power, so no Deck of Cards this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Book of Packs. There's 2 candles. I could scrap them both to get a salamander before we go to the 4th hour. That's not a terrible idea. Let's scrap those candles while I can still scrap them. We'll get a salamander, and I could even sacrifice the salamander to get the sacrificial lamb, because I don't know that I've got a better way to get rid of it. And then that gets rid of a salamander. And then maybe I use this probably on the next turn to get another salamander. I'm just burning through some magic. But I am going to have to pay for that Devil on the Hearth. Oh no, I've got the bell. I could still get Devil on the Hearth. Has that come by yet? Check the discard. It has not. I could... Oh, that's interesting. Oh, and now that I've got the Mirror, I could keep the bell. Oh, what did I just do? Candle, cards. I brought the Mirror in, not the cards. I think I scrapped those 2 candles to get the salamander. I think I'm going to undo that. I think I'm going to scrap just 1 candle to pay for the bell. And then name a non-key card, reveal cards from the deck until you reveal the named cards, summon it for free, discard all other revealed cards. Let's do the Devil in the Hearth. That's a salamander, gets discarded. Devil in the Hearth, summoned for free. That helps a lot. And then instead of sacrificing this, I sacrifice the Mirror. So now I've got that ability again. Okay, so I guess I'm going to scrap or discard the rest of these, and I'll be advancing the hour. I kind of wish I could have summoned some of that stuff. We're getting later now. So now we're at hour 4. Get a magical ability. These are going to get shuffled with another interference. So let's randomize this. And put 1 on the stack. Shuffle up. Okay. And put that there. I need 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, right there on top. And it is a number 2. I don't really know what that means for me, but the interference is coming. I guess I know that. All right, here's a Wax Candle, another Bowline, and Weeping Tree would be good to get in now too. And it's really versatile. Book of Packs, I gotta get that into play at some point soon. But you know what? This will be pretty strong. I think I'm gonna sacrifice the bowline, and I'm gonna scrap these 2 wax candles, but the hour is 4, so they're gonna be sacrificed instead. So I'm gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4 magic, and I'm going to use that to summon the Weeping Tree and the Salamander. And I've got 1 magic left. I'm going to use the bell. So I'm going to spend this magic to name a non-key card and reveal cards from the deck until I reveal it, and then summon it for free, discard everything revealed. So I'll get to find out what this interference is, and the card I'm naming is Lodestone. The opposition of the Brotherhood. When summoned, scrap all magical powers in play, preventing all triggers. Sacrifice, gain a magical power and advance the hour, which does damage. That is a terrible one. I certainly want to get rid of that somehow. Probably with Weeping Tree. Oh, no, that won't work. I don't know how I'm going to get rid of it. Satanist, maybe with that, but that's bad. I need to watch out for that. All right, I'm looking for Lodestone. Wax candles. Oh boy, burning through this whole hour. There's the Lodestone. Okay, so I've got the Lodestone. That is not a key. It's an artifact. This all gets discarded. And there goes the bell, but I got 2 uses out of that. And the Brotherhood. I'll just use Chasuble. That's how I'll deal with that. Okay, now what am I going to do? Maybe now is the time to sacrifice the Salamander for 3 magic and use it to summon the Book of Packs. So I've got 2 of my keys. I've got the Lodestone, which is used to summon the Grand Circle. That is the last key. I've got Devil in the Hearth and Weeping Tree, so I can pay that 6 magical power. Chasuble here, Circle Protection. I'm doing okay. I'm running the clock here. 1, 2, 3 cards. So we're going to advance the hour. I do get a magical power there. We're going to need another interference. Oftentimes, I win on the 5th hour. Not always. All right, we need to put another interference in. And we're going to get whatever that one is. Okay. How many cards are there? 3, 4, 5. Is that right? Oh, yeah, the Brotherhood's in there too. Oh, boy. Okay. So, Succubus. Oh, this one can be helpful sometimes. At the end of the turn, before discarding, sacrifice Succubus and all cards in hand, preventing their sacrifice abilities. Actually, this one's great. So that summons. This will help me get rid of some cards. I do want this Tanist. I could get the Golem by sacrificing this Tanist and search the deck for 1 card and sacrifice it. I could search for the Brotherhood. That's kind of interesting. But I don't think I really need... I don't need any of these 3 cards. I wish I had deck of cards. I would draw this Brotherhood. I guess I would have to summon it, though. I'm trying to think of what can I get rid of using Succubus. This is a pretty good draw, honestly. Oh, and I keep forgetting that I have this, so I'm gonna be fine. I'm trying to remember what's in here. I know I've got a couple wax candles. I think the bowline's gone. I've obviously got the circle. I've got the Baphomet card itself. I've got deck of cards and one more thing. I don't know what it is. I don't remember. Maybe another salamander. Well, you know what? I think I'm just going to leave it for now. I'm going to finish my turn. Succubus activates, so all cards in hand get sacrificed, preventing all of their stuff, so I don't gain any magical power. And Succubus goes away too. I think that's really a best case scenario. Now, 5 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 2 left. I've got the Brotherhood. So this gets summoned, but when you draw an interference card, you may sacrifice Chasuble to sacrifice the interference card instead of summoning it. So this is sacrificed instead of summoning. I wonder if that triggers any of these effects. I suppose it does. Probably not this one that says sacrifice to advance the hour. But it's I probably get the bottom one. So I think I'm going to gain 1 magical power, which is not always great. But those are gone now. Yeah, because I think this one that says sacrifice and then advance the hour, that is like the option when it is in play and you take the option to sacrifice the card. This one is just triggered by it being sacrificed. So I'm pretty sure I did that right. And now with what I've got left, okay, Grand Circle is here. There's Salamander, so Deck of Cards is in there as well. Let's see if I can wrap this up. We'll get these 2 wax candles summoned. And now let's sacrifice the Weeping Tree. So I can choose 2 effects. I'm going to draw 1 card as my first effect. All right, we have the Grand Circle. I don't know I know how I'll deal with that. All right, so I got the Grand Circle. So I drew 1 card, and then I'm going to sacrifice 1 card from my hand. It'll be the Salamander. So I don't think I get anything because I didn't use that sacrifice. So I drew a card, sacrificed a card from my hand. Now I can use Circle of Protection to sacrifice 1 artifact, interference, or Tanist. I'm going to sacrifice this Learned Tanist, which will allow me to search the deck for 1 card and sacrifice it. So I search the deck for Deck of Cards and then sacrifice it. That says draw 1 card and then discard 2. You can't trigger that. So what do I have left? Oh, and that'd be the wrong type of sacrifice to trigger anyway. Okay, so I'm good. So these are all my cards left. I need to spend 6 magic, and leftover magic won't hurt me as long as I don't advance the hour. So let's sacrifice 5, 6, we'll do a little overkill, 7. We've got 7 magic. Pay 6 to sacrifice the Lodestone to get Grand Circle, and then sacrifice all 3 of these keys to get Baphomet. So I've got 2 magic and 1 virtual magic left over, but I'm not advancing the hour. So we're on hour 5. Let's see what that does score-wise. If there are any cards remaining in the deck, your hand, or in the discard pile, you have lost. Score 1 point for the current hour, and then 2 points for each hour of the day remaining. There was 1 hour remaining, so we get 3 points so far. 1 point for each health token that is still remaining. So I was at 3, and I've got 4, 5 points. Subtract 1 point for each card that was in play and consequently destroyed when Baphomet was summoned. And your that's it, final score. So that's 5 points. So I got Master. So that was my best score yet, playing on whatever the heck difficulty this was. Circle of the Prince, I think. Yeah, Circle of the Prince. Cool. Well, that's fun. That's a special Halloween, I don't want to say miracle. That seems like the right word, but that's fun for Halloween that I got that done. So if you're curious, 2 level 3s and a level 2 remaining. The reliquary is not too bad. I frequently don't mind that one. Number of the Beast is not terrible. If you get it early, it can actually help you to have more cards in hand. You just have to be more careful about what cards you've got summoned here. And then this one can be a pain in the butt, but I've gotten it late in the game where it didn't matter. So, it's just kind of luck and when you draw it. But that's it. I did see there's a promo deck out there of level 4 interference cards that just looked, I don't know, impossible. I don't think I've got any interest in grabbing those. But there you go. That was a Halloween solo playthrough of Aleph Null. Second time it's on this channel. I had borrowed it from somebody else previously, but this is the first time putting it on the channel since I've repurchased it. And I've played it a bunch of times. I'm having a great time. I really like this game. It's super interesting. I think the 2 main comments, I guess, that I have to share about this game are, 1, the first few games are super hard because you don't really know the composition of the deck. And you've kind of got to know, there's 28 main cards in the deck. You've got to know what they are and what they can and can't do and how you can use them in different situations. So a lot of the game it's fun. A lot of the fun of the game is those first few games. It's not about trying to win. It's trying to figure out how to combo these things and what can they do and how do all these things interact. And that can be really interesting to just figure it out as you play. But the first time you play you will be a little lost. You'll probably be a little lost the first couple times. At least I was. And then the other thing is just similar to this is Aleph Null, similar to Lux Eterna and the interference card, the glitch cards in that game. I just really wish these didn't I wish these had the same backs as any other cards so you didn't know they were coming. It would make it easier to shuffle, and it would be more of a surprise. And it would, like I said, I might just put a different back on all these cards once I sleeve them, and then put some sort of little slip of paper or something. It's not super elegant, but on this side of it, so that when, you know, if these are blocked, when I'm looking at it, I know if it's a 1, 2, or 3, just so I can figure it out for setup purposes. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. But cool little game. Let me know what you think down in the comments. You can get into some unusual situations rules-wise, where different cards are kind of bumping into each other. So if you think I made a mistake, let me know. I'm always happy to get that kind of feedback. And this is definitely a game where I've spent some time on the BGG forums, kind of reading through different rules interpretations, just to try and get it as right as I can. But that being said, if you've got a rules question, you can let me know, but I can't guarantee I'll have the answer. I can give you maybe my best interpretation. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet, share it with somebody else. Maybe when trick-or-treaters are coming by today, give everybody a subscription to Table for One as their trick-or-treat. All the neighborhood kids will love it. None of the teenagers are going to egg your house if you do that. But anyway, that's what I've got today on Table for One. I'm also releasing a solo playthrough of the Night Cage at the same time, so double feature for Halloween, so check that out as well. But that's it for this video anyway, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a great time, and I will see you in the next video.
Thank you.